So you have the same issue with with trim deck. This is trim deck here. So the same issue with that is that if you have your vent through here, this is going to cause dramas. Obviously, because the water is running in this section here. So if you've got a deck type, you can imagine a deck type kind of running over this point and sealed. Right, so that can potentially cause issues. If you have on a trim deck roof, if you've got your protrusion in the center and you have your deck type, say if it's quite a big protrusion too, you could have a deck type that fills the whole pan. This is potentially going to cause you issues too, because the water is going to struggle to get over this. So you're going to either have water sitting back there, and especially if this is near your ridge line, this could push water back. Think about this as well, like this is potentially going to get debris build up behind it, and that's going to cause water to push back and over your bend up.
What happens when you get a big rain and water runs down that pan?
Down here you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, the water's going to be high, potentially, and it can then get capillary pulled up and over this lap.
Correct. So if it's next to a lap, you've got a problem, because it's going to push water into the lap.
Yeah, so ideally with trim, you kind of always want to have tray. Now, bear in mind as well, trim deck is usually loose on 5 degrees below. So this is flatter. So the water is going to be traveling at a slower rate off this. So it's going to be much more full of water, as opposed to this where you got a pitch that water's running. So less chance for build up. Next is our top deck or clip lock, depending on where you get it from. Imagine this is the deck type, coming down like that. It's going round. Your silicon's going to go on the underside of this here, right, up over this, so round the back there, and round the top here like this. And then you've got your protrusion will be through this rib. So what you've got, again, you've got the problem of water running down here, down this little hook point here. So then you've got this is your hook of the clip, which is this point here, which is this point, like so, hooks like that into the clip. Like so, yeah. And water wants to travel down there. So because water's traveling down this length here, what we can do, because you can't kind of really pop the whole thing open, and as well, this is going to prevent you from popping it because you've got your protrusion running through, kind of locking all this together. So this is how we fix this problem. So what we do is we cut a V from here, generally up to like that, down like that. So you can see your hook in there running, and that's like that, and that's gone now. So what we're doing is we're breaking that water, because the water wants to run along this hook point under here, and then now we've broken that. So we just so the water can come out of here, and then we seal with silicone this point up and over, and as much as you kind of get in here like this. So this prevents water coming down here and tracking down, getting into our point here, and this, by opening that up, we're allowing the water that is in that hook point to come out. Yeah? I feel Mason's looking at me critically, so I'm going to let him get weigh in on this.
So just a little tiny V. You don't have to cut like a big one.
Wait, so the whole
And then you do one as well. Here. And then you just seal.
So what's the point of the downstream one?
Just to start, save its leak capillary action. So if it's running, it could be running up, or we could be wrong if we do that and it's not leaking from this point, but it is leaking from that point. So you do both, and then you seal. You seal here,
yeah,
and then there, just to stop that water from coming in. So you don't want it. You kind of want to leave it. You can leave it open at one end.
Yeah.
Just because the water, if the water does build up, then if you block the whole thing with silicone.
Because if you silicone this point here, then the water that's in here is now stuck and could potentially jump over. So you want to, so ideally you're easing it out. But this is really not recommended. This is like a quick fix, really. It's more like, say the client is like, I don't want to pay for it, and say it's right at the bottom of a massive roof, and the client's like, I don't want to pay for this giant tray flashing.
And I don't want the look of a tray flashing on my roof.
Look, then this is done, but this is not ideal on any level.
Yeah.
Like I'll do this, but I'm not happy about it. But yeah, that's pretty much Deck Tights 101.